Hello. So it's a bit of an interesting episode this week. I sat down and chatted with Olivia about the nostalgia of steel guitar. Now, Olivia had prepared 5 different examples of songs that she really loves that use steel guitar, and her memories, stories, or feelings associated with those songs. So sit down and make yourself a tea. This is a nice long episode, but it's a really interesting one, and it's great to hear Olivia's stories. And enjoy. Hey, Liv.
Hi, Jake. How are you?
I'm doing good. So you managed to connect all right?
I did.
So Liv, I am going to ask you the important question.
Okay.
And the important question is, why did you pick steel guitar as the topic for our discussion?
Okay. I feel there's so many things that I could have picked. So then I started thinking about songs that I really like that I would want to talk about. And it just was too much. It was too open for me. I think that just narrowing it down to an instrument helped my brain. And as an instrument, I feel that it is just the best. It's my favorite. And I didn't always think that it was my favorite until I was like, I don't know, I think it's only recently when I started to realize that I really like the saxophone recently, or I really like strings in a song. It makes me more drawn to a song, but it's the steel guitar for me that really pulls a song up and just elevates it above the rest. It's a beautiful instrument.
Yeah.
It's underrated. It's underrated.
This is true. You know what? The fact you picked this as well, I don't know, maybe I'm generalizing here, but you're from Nebraska, right?
Yes, I am.
So is it typical of music that you would have grown up with?
As I was looking into it just today, actually, I realized that a lot of songs that I probably heard quite often as a kid have steel guitars in them, but it's a lot more subtle. So it's shocking, actually, how many big songs from the 80s have steel guitars in them. Tiny Dancer by Elton John has a major steel guitar thing going on in it. I didn't know that. I didn't listen to Elton John a lot as a kid, but it's other things that would have probably been on the radio or my parents would have been listening to that had the steel guitar in them. That has probably affected why I like it, because I'm very affected by nostalgia. Anything, if I like photography, or I just, it's a big thing for me with creative stuff. So yeah, that must be a part of it.
It's funny you say about nostalgia, because in fact, I think there is something kind of special, either country songs or songs that picked steel guitar. These sorts of things, they can make you feel nostalgic, even if you haven't got a nostalgia with that song.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, the first song I've chosen that is country. It is honky tonk, proper country music. But what I've found is about the steel guitar is when it's in non-country songs, it sort of has this expansiveness, which maybe that is a nostalgia feeling that I get from it. It reminds me of the big open spaces of the western parts of America, especially. And so it's kind of it makes a song feel bigger than it is somehow, but it's weird. It's like opening up the sky almost.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think that's part of why it's such an amazing instrument as well.
Yes. Did your parents listen to any of these songs that we're going to listen to?
Not really, but some of the songs that I probably could have played, my parents definitely listened to. My mom and dad have very eclectic taste in music, but my dad really loves country music. Always. He loves down from the cheesiest to the old classics. He just loves country music. And my mom not so much, but he loves all kinds of stuff though. But yeah, so I heard a lot of country music when I was with my dad growing up.
Wow. Would you say your dad has had a bigger impact on you musically then?
Maybe, but then it's like some of the stuff that my mom liked as well, like has also had a big impact on me. This is very like this is deep nostalgia. When I was looking at steel guitar stuff, I saw that there was a song by Jimmy Buffett, who I really don't particularly want to listen to as an adult, and it's not my style. So I think these things really affect you, like they get into your head somehow. And even if I don't like the song, obviously liked the steel guitar part. And so yeah, but both my parents had a big impact on me musically. My mom liked Steely Dan and like Crosby, Stills and Nash and stuff like that, and that has had a big impact on me as well.
It's amazing how all of these little things, they end up shaping and molding your musical personality. Even if you're not exactly that, they've had some sort of contribution along the way.
Definitely. It all rolls together in my
Exactly.
age.
So the first one we're going to listen to, so what is this first one and why did you pick it?
This song is by Hank Williams. It is called Lost Highway. And a lot of his songs start out with steel guitars, and he is like classic honky-tonk country music. So you'll hear that right away, the steel guitar. And if you're gonna like focus on, it would be wrong not to like use him if you're gonna focus on steel guitars, because his songs just had such a focus of them.
Oh, excellent. We're just going to listen to the first minute and a half of this one, right?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. Well, I've got my headphones on. I'm ready to listen to the first minute and a half. If you're ready.
I'm going to be ready in a second. Okay, yeah.
I'd like to start off here with a song that I recorded here not long ago. I think it's one of the prettiest ones I've ever recorded. Boys,
I love it already.
It's called The Lost Highway. I'm a rolling stone all alone.
Oh, it definitely makes me think of like old-time American movies or something.
I have paid the cost.
Yeah, definitely.
When I pass by, all the people say, there goes another boy down.
And I love the low fidelity about it as well.
I know, I really like
just
this
a deck
recording of
of
it.
cards and a jug of wine. And a woman's lies makes a life like mine. For the day we met, I went astray. I started rolling down that lost highway.
Ooh, and here comes the guitar work. You know what I love about that particularly? It feels like it just slows down time and everything.
Definitely, yeah. It's very relaxing, but I don't know, it just is such a point in history and time musically, I think. And he is an interesting guy as well, because he died when he was 29. So he recorded a lot, considering he's kind of an important country music artist, and then to think that he died at such a young age is like shocking, really.
Yeah, wow, I didn't know that.
The steel guitar, it was it's very similar to like Hawaiian guitar. I think it started mainly in Hawaii, so it's got that kind of like tiki vibe as well, almost.
Yeah,
I think like Portuguese and Spanish guitar, like workers basically came and worked in Hawaii on the farms, and they brought the Spanish guitar styles into Hawaii, and the Hawaiians just kind of embraced it, and then they took it and like made it made it what it like the steel guitar. I don't really understand the history of it, but it involves both of those things, like the Spanish guitar mixing with Hawaiian guitar picking that they do, they pick it. So I think that's kind of, when you hear that, when you learn that it has like a big Hawaiian history, you really hear the Hawaiian influence more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, wow. You see, I've learned something I've never known before, because I was thinking it does sound a little bit Hawaiian, but now you've explained it, that makes absolute sense.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. I like that. I like that. So the next one you mentioned was Pavement, right?
Yes.
But why did you want to listen to Pavement?
Well, Pavement, when I was a teenager, was a very important band for me. They were like one of the first bands that I probably got into in the early 90s that was like lo-fi indie rock type thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I think this album, I love this album. I had it on tape, and this song, I really like this song. And then when you start realizing that, like, oh, this song has a steel guitar bit in it, that's probably, maybe, is that why I like it so much? I don't know, but it does have a nice steel guitar moment in it, and the steel guitar is playing all through it, but then there always has to be like a steel guitar solo if the steel guitar is going to be in a song, which I think is nice. It's like it's proper, it gives it its proper due.
Yeah, because it's such a crisp sound as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is a completely not country, and I think it's nice to show the instrument in a different way.
I'm looking forward to this because the only thing I know a little bit about slide guitar history as well is you know those slide guitars that are like big metal body and they've got holes all in them.
Yes, yeah.
So I remember learning that the origin of those was because they came out before like electric guitars and amplifiers. So when a guitar player was to play with a band, like big band playing, the sound of the guitar would cut through, and that's it amplifies it, but also gives it like a sharper sound. So that's why when you hear them, like with slide guitars, they sound so distinct because then they would cut through, the trumpets and everything of a big band. That's my little nerdy knowledge about slide guitar.
Interesting. I did not know that. Wow. That is interesting.
So the song by Pavement that you want to have a listen to, which one's that?
That is Father to a Sister of a Thought, and it's from the album Wowie Zowie.
So we're going to listen to it from 45-ish, right?
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I'm ready.
Definitely 90s indie.
Yeah, very different from Hank Williams.
Yeah. Oh, I hear the guitar work now.
But you still have that like expansive feeling. This song will make me think of driving across the United States.
Yeah. Why is it all steel guitar makes you feel like driving across the United States?
Maybe I'm homesick. That's why I'm thinking about steel guitars. I need to go home and go on a road trip.
I think it makes everyone feel like that they need a road trip. Oh, with a little bit of distortion as well. I like it. Okay. So, why did you want to pick that song?
I just really like it. I think it's one of the first times maybe that I was aware of steel guitar. I liked it without realizing it probably as a kid. And then I heard it in a completely different way to country music. And I think that I just thought, at the time, I probably wasn't even thinking about it that much. But as I've listened to that song through the years, I've definitely been drawn to that side of it, that it has that kind of weird country element mixed into it. The album that it's on does change sounds. Pavement plays with a lot of different styles. So, I just remember being like a 16-year-old driving around Omaha, Nebraska with that song on in my little Volvo. and I really liked it, and I still really like it 20 some years later. So yeah.
Wow. You know what? I can imagine you driving around to that song.
I still do drive around in it. I just have a very different, everything else is very different.
Yeah, the scenery is kind of different.
Yeah, scenery's different, much smaller roads. I'm a better driver.
Yeah, wow. I really enjoyed that. It's funny, you know, because I don't think I've ever heard indie use like country guitar like that. That's quite
Wow.
unique. I'm gonna have to listen to more Pavement.
Yeah, Pavement. I think they have it in a couple songs, but they're a good band because they do change their style, and I don't know. The Pavement is a very nostalgic band for me as well, so it fits with nostalgia and steel guitar nostalgia. So
Yeah.
it's part of the same theme for me, I guess.
Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, cool. So we're
The
going on.
next song, yeah, it is 1 p.m. again by Yola Tango. Also a nostalgic song, and it uses steel guitar. So it's kind of weird how many songs that I have from being a teenager that I liked that have steel guitar in them. It's a little bit strange. I might have to take up the steel guitar after this.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to. If you don't, someone is going to. So
I hope so. I hope this inspired people. But I feel like this has brought me on a journey of like self-discovery that I am like a secret steel guitar player, whatever. Maybe I'll be like the best steel guitar player in the world if I started playing it.
you definitely got the emotions to go with it. So you know, you really feel the guitar. That's important.
Yes.
So this next one's 1 p.m. again by Yola Tango.
Yes.
And we're listening to it from roughly about 50 seconds-ish.
Yeah, just to hear the steel guitar, just to hear the use of steel guitar in another, I suppose they are an indie band as well.
Okie dokie. Well, let's listen to this one then. I'm going to press play now. Oh, very indie.
Okay, so they're not just a little.
I love it. What's the first time you came across 1 p.m. again by Yola Tango?
Oh, probably 1998. Yeah, I think I started listening to Yola Tango when I was about 17 or 18. So they're a great band. Kind of classic 90s indie sort of thing. But that particular song has the steel guitar in it, and I like it. I like hearing the steel guitar in a different way. It just makes that song seem a little bit more open. It's kind of a boring song, so if it didn't have steel guitar, it wouldn't have much to offer probably. It's not that memorable really, but yeah.
Maybe some songs though are purposely like that, as they provide like a warm ambience. That's what it felt like to me.
And I think there's quite a lot of that on that album. That is a good way of describing it.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely gonna have to listen to that album. I've heard of Yola Tango, but I haven't ever listened to Yola Tango, so now I feel like I definitely need to.
My favorite album because of nostalgia, but there's better albums, I'm sure, but I think that one is the best personally for me.
Brilliant. Oh, that's ace. So your fourth pick?
That is the BJ Cole one.
BJ Cole and Emily Burridge.
Yes.
Playing Nocien, is that right?
I think so. Not great with French pronunciation, but I think it's Nocien, and it's by Eric Satie. He's a French composer.
Right. Okay. Wow. And because this one's on YouTube, I get to actually watch him play it as well.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good.
That is really cool.
So
we're listening to this one from 1 minute 20 to 2 minute 20, right?
Yes.
Let's listen to this and then talk about why you wanted this one included in your list.
Cool.
Oh, I love the tone already.
It's really beautiful.
I love that it's being accompanied by cello as well.
I know, it's such a beautiful piece of music anyway, but then to hear it done on these instruments is incredible. He's like one of the best steel guitar players in the world.
BJ Cole.
Yeah.
It really gives like I don't know, like a suspense to the music. Oh, right. Okay, I've listened to that portion that you mentioned there. I loved it. That's really lovely.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I feel like that's a shame only listened to 1 minute of that. You could comfortably listen to all of that.
You could listen. It's 10 minutes, so you could definitely go on and on with it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
it's
definitely.
one to listen to for sure. I mean, that piece of music is so nice, even if it's with piano. But I think that I really like that he plays other classical music songs with the steel guitar, and I think that's amazing to hear it in a different way, to hear those pieces that you might know quite well with a steel guitar. It's lovely. There's another YouTube video of him playing with I think it's a quartet, and somebody's on a theremin, and there are other unusual instruments, and it might be the same song, but it is amazing. It's it's like a live recording, and you just think, oh, I wish I could have been at that performance.
Yeah, sometimes you see some of the most memorable performances and things that you get to see aren't always the big name shows, but sometimes they're those smaller, more intimate shows that you had to be there, or you had to know about it to get to be a part of it.
Yeah, and it's quite hard to know. We've seen a couple of gigs like that this year, actually. Amazing, like really small in venue, and you're seated, and it's just like really intimate, and it just feels. I prefer that so much more than going to see something massive and like a big venue and all packed in. I don't think I can handle that anymore. I'm sure there's a place for that. I know there is, but
I'd
rather see something like this.
I think it's all part of music, the way you get what feeling is the music trying to cause you to have.
Yeah.
The same for a gig, like what's the purpose of it?
Yeah, definitely.
So why Ossian included in the list?
Well, he's a very amazing steel guitar player, and I just think that is a very beautiful piece of music. I love that song by Eric Satie, and I love cello, and I love steel guitar, so to me it just had to be included. But I think it's amazing that it's not how you imagine somebody would be playing steel guitar. You do imagine it is with country music, like we said before, and then to have it, you hear it with country music, and you can hear it having an important role in like some indie songs, and then you can hear it paired back playing classical music beautifully. I think that's just amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I see that. Well, and you think about it, that was so different to both Pavement, Yo La Tengo, and Hank Williams.
That's probably, I think that shows how versatile it is.
Yeah.
And most instruments are a lot more versatile than people often think they are.
Yeah. It can evoke such feelings as well, and memories, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, because it's unfamiliar to hear a steel guitar playing something like that. I mean, if you don't know the piece and you haven't heard it played on piano, it doesn't seem that unfamiliar. But if you've heard that on piano or with stringed quartet playing it or something, it's like you're used to that sound. But then when you hear a steel guitar playing it, it's just magical, because it does give you that same kind of warm feeling from hearing that instrument. But then it's a familiar song. For me, it's a familiar song, so I just think it's really beautiful.
I'm loving this because I'm learning so many new things from you. So this is fantastic. So the audio got a little bit corrupted here, but at this point we introduced the fifth pick of Olivia's, which was Bonnie Prince Billy, No More Workhorse Blues. And now Olivia's going to carry on talking about why she picked this song and why she loves it so much, and particularly why she wanted it to be last.
Yes, it has to be at the end. I feel like I could have done an episode just with this song, because I really love this song. This is like an amazing version, and then you have the steel guitar and it's just incredible.
When was the first time you heard this song?
It's been a few years, actually. The weird thing is it was recorded in 2004 and I had never heard it because I was quite a Bonnie Prince Billy fan. I don't think I've listened to much of his new music, but I don't know why. I'm just not so keen anymore. But then to know that this was recorded such a long time ago and I never heard it was kind of exciting. And yeah, when we first heard it, we were like, wow, that is amazing. Because the steel guitar hits you and you're just like, we were shocked. And I think it was probably a few years ago, but definitely it had already been out probably for 10 years when we first heard it. And also somebody who I like, he's singing in it and his voice is very noticeable, so that helps me like the song even more. And yeah, it's nice.
Wow, I'm definitely looking forward to this one then now. You've got me eager.
What if you don't like it?
I'm sure I will. I've liked everyone so far. So this one's Bonnie Prince Billy, No More Workhorse Blues. I've got this one on YouTube, so I hope I've got the right one.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it on YouTube as well then.
Cool. So we're gonna listen to the first 2 minutes of this one. I'll hit play.
All right, here we go.
Could tell why you wanted with this one last.
Many lights up today.
It's got a strong kind of country thing going on as well with the violin and steel guitar.
What is this road here?
It definitely feels like modern country music,
Where have I
Yeah.
but in a good way.
I am a rich
The video,
man,
an amazing music video to go along with it.
and I am a very rich man, and I have good pants on.
I love this type of singing now.
Yeah, it's
Stitched and stitched,
his voice is beautiful in this song.
and I am in stitches.
It's just so
Yeah, I
emotional but
am
chill.
laughing at you,
Yeah,
and I am in breeches.
I know there is a lot of violin in it, but it does get more steely.
But that's the beautiful thing. The steel guitar doesn't have to dominate to make its point.
That's very true.
And I've written books for you, and I held my own for you. So where is my tongue? And I am no more work.
Oh, I love it with the harmony.
I know, I love it so
I
much.
am no more work.
Wow, that was climatic.
I like that the steel guitar is just like part of the whole climax as well.
Did your
Yeah,
parents ever introduce you to Bonnie Prince Billy?
Did my parents?
Yeah, did they ever listen to it?
No, definitely not. I don't know if my mom and dad would like. I think my dad would like Bonnie Prince Billy.
Right.
Actually, James, I think I knew who Bonnie Prince Billy was, of course, but James really liked Bonnie Prince Billy, and so he would play more Bonnie Prince Billy and put it on CDs when we were dating, and it made me listen to it more. But yeah, I'd never heard that song, which is just weird because I think it's amazing use of steel guitar and the violin with it. I love that kind of violin playing as well, because that reminds me of country music too. and like Grand Ole Opry in America, where lots of country music people play and get their start and stuff. I just think it's great.
So what do you think has drawn you to this particular style of music more than others?
I don't know, actually. You mean like with steel guitar and...
Yeah, like some of the examples we've looked at have been either indie, chill, or country style.
Yeah, I suppose like Pavement, Viola Tango, Bonnie Prince Billy, there's definitely a theme of people who they might like all of those things together. But then I guess I don't really know why I liked that kind of music. And it was a lot harder to find that kind of music when I was younger. Like when I was a teenager, obviously there was no Spotify. So it was very exciting, and you had to go to record stores and ask around. And I think it felt really exciting and new. And so I definitely was drawn to that. I don't know why. But I would have absolutely never listened to country music as a teenager. I would have thought it was just so repulsive, especially because I'm from Nebraska, and that's all a lot of people listen to. They like country music and like Christina Aguilera at the same time, which maybe I don't know, I hated it. So now I appreciate country music more. I don't listen to it often, but I do like old country music, like honky tonk stuff. I have some of that on vinyl, and I really do like listening to that.
And Christina Aguilera?
No, never. I can't. I think because where I'm from, everybody is quite similar to each other, and so when I started to discover that kind of music that was a little bit more unheard of by anyone I knew, it felt like a little like secret world almost. And yeah, I think I was really drawn to that. And then it's experimentation as well. They'll use different things, they're not just gonna play the same kind of instruments as everyone else.
I think the way we discover music has completely changed now as well.
Yeah,
because you mentioned a little bit about when things were on vinyl or tape, and it's a totally different world because often people will say, oh, you wouldn't know this, it's a little bit before your time, but actually a lot of young people know a great deal of music now because of the how the accessibility of it. But on the flip side, I really enjoy discovering certain things which are on vinyl but quite difficult to find online.
Yeah, that's exciting as well.
So you're always thinking, what is this going to sound like? And I think that I can understand that when you're, how if you were at that time where you're looking around for something and you're talking about it and you finally discover something, I feel like you give it a bit more of a time of day to appreciate.
Yes. There was for a very small time, there was a radio show on in Omaha, Nebraska, and that was like two guys that ran a record label there, and they were playing all kinds of weird stuff. What was weird at the time, and that was when I remember first hearing that, and I was like, what, this is so exciting. And so I think from that point forward, I was definitely interested in the smaller bands, and they're all on the similar record labels as well, so that was made it easier to find them. But I definitely liked how they would use different instruments and experiment and record things in their living room, and that was like lo-fi, and now the word lo-fi, or that style, that genre, means something completely different.
Yeah, it has a different connotation, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's so weird when I've heard kids say that they like lo-fi, and I'm like, really? Oh, like who? And they're like, it does not mean the same thing at all.
Yeah.
That's stupid. I think that I don't like that. The way it's described now doesn't really connect with my style, but that's fine.
It's funny, isn't it? Because that is, on the one hand, I totally understand where you're coming from. Like, the way kids nowadays talk about music, or they don't appreciate certain things with music. But also, I suppose that is the ever-changing development of music and technology, which is probably a whole other episode. But
yeah, I think that would be a good episode, by the way, because you could talk to most people about it as well. But it's because like Morris is really into music, and he's gone from liking the Beatles to now he knows like so many bands just from spending a lot of time on Spotify. He's like discovered as much music in a year as it took me like probably a decade to find. It's incredible.
It is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy though. It's like he's suddenly so into music and he knows so much about bands, and we're like, what? How do you go from in just such a short time? Because James and I are both into music and we both had to really seek it out as teenagers. It's just crazy to be 11 and like have discovered all this stuff so quickly. It's not good.
Well, Liv, I've really enjoyed having you on this podcast. You've given me so much to listen to that I've never listened to. And now I don't think I can listen to steel guitar and not imagine you driving your Volvo as a 16-year-old around Nebraska.
I wish at 16 in my Volvo, though, I was listening to BJ Cole playing Eric Satie on the steel guitar. That would have been cool, but you can just imagine me driving my estate around Brick House listening to that.
Well, who knows what way you'd be now if you were listening to that at that time. So
that's true. Yeah. It's true. It's definitely peaked out.
Oh, Liv, well, thanks so much for being part of this show.
Thank you for having me.
So there we have it. If you've got this far through the podcast, then you really must love Vibe Club. So thank you ever so much for supporting Vibe Club in listening along to the stories we had from Olivia this week. Just to recap, so we listened to 5 examples. We listened to number 1, Hank Williams, Lost Highway. Then number 2, we listened to Pavement, Father to a Sister of a Thought. Number 3, we listened to BJ Cole and Emily Burridge doing Nussien. Number 4, we listened to Yola Tango, 1 p.m. again. And then finally, we listened to Bonnie Prince Billy, No More Workhorse Blues. And yeah, thanks for listening to Vibe Club.